I'm working on a project here that I thought we could do. And this is just a song. This is a Beatles song. I don't have the whole thing in, but I thought maybe enough of it that we could just do it together. Here is the you can see the Sibelius file I was making, and you can set this up. But it's just really to get some different kinds of techniques and things that we haven't looked at, like putting a chord, guitar chords in a piece like this. We've done lyrics, but you can add some lyrics to this. Here's some rhythmic notation. I've also included tablature. Couldn't quite get it to do everything I wanted to do. Maybe we could figure that out together. Here's a glissando in the bass part, bass guitar part, drum set part. We've got some changing meters. I'm using this repeat sign, which I think that's pretty cool, actually. So you can see I've used that throughout, and the 2-measure repeat sign on these parts here. So, and that just means that you repeat the 2 previous measures. And then I've got a first and second ending. We're using the coda sign here. There are some diamond-shaped notes here. You can see. So it's some interesting things that we haven't done. So you probably would know quite a bit about this, but I can just go through a few things about it for a second here. So the first thing you would do, obviously, is to set up a score. And what I did, I chose a rock band score because that basically, I thought it was pretty cool. It fit the parts here. Let me see if I can change an instrument. I want to do this, see if I can do this here. So what I'd like to do is add this guitar with notation and tab, this acoustic guitar notation and tab. So I'm going to add that to the score. And then I'm going to take off the lead guitar. I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to move these 2 down. Let's see. We'll move those down. Backing vocal. I'm going to move them right there. So I want the lead vocal and then the backing vocal. And as I'm going to go back to my original. I guess I can't do that. Let me do this a different way. I do have a PDF that I made of it. So let me just open that. I think this will do it. Yeah. So you can see. In the score, I've got the lead vocal, backing vocal, and then I added the acoustic guitar tab later. I think it'd be better if you did it here. So you could add it, but I'm going to just do it right there, and we'll see what that looks like. So I'm going to hit OK. So we've done that, and then with the time signature, you know how to do all this, right? So you can see it's in common time, so we won't use 4/4. We'll use that at least at the beginning. It starts there. I don't really have a tempo marking or anything, so we're good on that. It's in the key of G major, 1 sharp. So we'll just choose that, and then you can put in the title and other information. Then you'll just create this. I'm gonna just kind of go through this quickly. I did put all the title in before. But let's see. Yeah, so you can see this acoustic guitar part here. It includes tab, which is kind of neat, I think, right? So you can see there's at least 1 measure of tab there. So the first thing you do probably is you could start by putting in, actually, you know what I would do? I think I would change the time signature on some of these because it'll work a little better. So you've got 4 measures of intro, and then you need a double bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one right there. So we could go to notations, and we could go to that bar line, and we could say double bar. Well, we don't want both of them. Let me just choose one of them. There. We'll do that one double. Good. So we got a double bar there, and then 2 measures. The third measure after the double bar, we want to change that time signature. So I'm just going to change that right here. I'm in notations, you see, and I can just choose 2/4, and It's kind of cool. It will only change it for one measure, which is exactly what I want. I kind of think I would do that. And so you can see how many measures? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you've got a measure of 2 4s. You've got 4 bars. Actually, let's change this view. I think sometimes it's easier to work in panorama. We can see, okay, so you got 4 bars of intro, 2 bars, and then time change. Now you're going to have 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this measure, you're going to change that time signature again. So I'm going back to notations, time signature. And what's kind of neat is it just comes right up. So then I've got a 2, 4 there. And then I've got, so... And then so I changed that to 2, 4. And then we got 1, 2. I guess it's just 2 bars. And then we go to 3, 4 times. So I'm going to change this to 3, 4. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars of 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 5 bars. So I'm going to take these 5 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to hold my shift key, click there, and I'm going to change that to 3, 4 time. Find 3, 4. That should change that. And again, we got to measure. It doesn't go to 4, 4 here. It goes to 2, 4. So let's go back to this change there. Okay, so pretty much I've done all the time changes in this so far. So that's kind of a neat way to start it. I would start that. We're going to save this. I already have 2 of us, so I'm just going to go 2 of us, 2. This is just my demo. So the first thing I would do probably is I'd put in this lead guitar right here. So we can just go to note input, and I can select. And you could put that in however you want. Make sure you put it in the right part. So you can go here, maybe back, go back on that, and I can play that in. Let's see. So it's going to be D, D, B, and then I'm going to use my enter key, and that'll give me a tie. Play another 8th note, and then I can put another B. And so that's good. And look at how what's kind of cool, I'm going to save this. Look how the tablature does go in, but I'm looking at the tablature that they have in the text. And so this is indicating a D on the 2nd string on a guitar, and that is correct. It would be a D, but that's not the way they say play it on the 3rd string. So I could just move these to a different string. Now the tablature is the same. So you see as you move, these are the strings on a guitar. This is how tablature works. So it's for people that maybe don't read music, and it helps them out, right? So I have some students that come in, and this is what they read. So the lowest line is the lowest sounding string on the guitar. So this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is basically telling you to play the 7th fret on the 3rd string and the 7th fret on the 1st string, and you'll get those notes. And then that's the open 1st string right there. That's an E. So that's all good. Now, the next thing, now this is actually a really cool thing. We're going to just put in these repeat measures here. Okay, so when you do that, you see if you come over here along this area of the numeric keypad, I'm just going to choose that, and you can actually just click on that one and choose it and click in that measure. Oh, I guess I did one. There it goes. And I guess I got to be in that measure. So I've got how many measures? So there's 2 of those, and I'll put 2 down here. See if I can get that to do it. Okay, so certain places down in here, we're actually going to have a 2 measure repeat. Let me see. So I guess it's just a little before go to this one. So just before that 2, 4 bar, before the first ending, you're going to want a 2 measure repeat there in the guitar parts. It might be, is it the bass guitar? No. The drums just do that single measure repeat. But so this is a 2-measure repeat, so it means to repeat the previous 2 measures. It's going to go like right here. So what I would do, I'd select these 2 measures and use your shift key so you get both of them selected. And then when you go to that repeat sign, this is a single measure, this is a double. See, that just creates that. Isn't that cool? I love that. So that's how you make the 2-measure repeat right here in the numeric keypad. We have something, so we have another measure kind of like that. And I actually do a lot of cutting pasting myself, so I just click on this one. I'll just like Command C, I'll Command V here. And that's all almost the same. There is a rest on that last 8th note. So let me just choose an 8th note. I'll mark that one, and I will just click here. Whoops, let's go back to there, and I can just hit my 0 key, and that just adds that rest in. I could fix that beam. I didn't. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm sure some of you could do that pretty easily. Okay, I guess I put that in the wrong measure, didn't I? So I got that actually has to go in this measure. So I'm going to just take this, Command C and Command V there, and then I'll just go back to this measure and to this, put that in. There we go. Now that's right. Command save, and that should be good. Okay, so, and then the next part, okay, so the other things you should be able to do, let's see. Let's go down to the bass part a little bit. So you can see the bass comes in at the 3rd measure. And there's a S there, and that's for a slide, but we're going to use a glissando. And so let me just put that part in. If I go back here, I'll just say, so it's an 8th note. We'll put an 8th note here in the bass part. And so I could do this. So that's too high. Back to 8th notes. And then it goes up to a G, another octave G, but it's a quarter note. So let me hit the number 4. Now I got a quarter note, and then I've got 2/16. So I've used the number 2, and I'm going to play in, so it'd be G, E, or D, pardon me, D, E, and then I've got a G at the, which is an 8th note, so I'll go to 3. It's also staccato. No, that's not what I want. I want, okay, that one. That's the slash key. And I got a staccato on that note, and I'm going to take that staccato off and put the next notes in. So I've got 2, and then I'm going to go to A, B, and then to 3, and again that's staccato, and I'll play in a D. So there's that much of the bass part. Now what we do have too are, I'm going to take that staccato off. Let's see if I go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I do want to add this little glissando mark here because it has a slur and an S. So I'm going to click on that note, and then I'm going to go to notations, and if I click right here, and you might have to go down a little bit, but like here's a glissando. I use the straight one. I just clicked on that. I'm going to just click on this one. I'm going to add it right there too. And then you've got those. So that's in between the notes. I'm going to move that just a little bit and just out of there just a little bit. So you can kind of play with that. So I put it up above the note a little bit just because it was easier to see. But you got to kind of monkey with this to get it to do it. There it goes. So you can see that that's telling your bass player that you want that to be a slide. Okay? So that's the kind of mark you could put on that to get that. It's not exactly what they did, but I think it would give you the same sound as what they're trying to do. Okay, and then you can see now the chords are up above the piece. So if you choose here, let's choose the selector tool, it's a G chord at the third bar. If you go Command, on a Mac it's Command K, I guess it'll just come up with a chord. It might not be the chord you want, but if you just type in G, it actually will create that chord. So that's kind of cool, I think. So you're playing a G chord, and then you've got your rhythm guitar part coming in. So we can add that rhythm guitar. So it starts somewhere in here. Let's see. Starts on a D, E, F sharp. So let me put that. I'm going to play that note. So it's, and I'll just go back, turn that one to a rest, hit my 0 key once I get that highlight. And then I can put in the slash notation. I'm going to use the slash notation here. I'm just going to put 1/8 note there, and I'm going to use my R key because that will just repeat. There. Now I've got a whole measure of that, of eighth notes. So what I'm going to do next is just select that measure, and then I'm going to go over here to notations. And in notations, you can see I come along here and I have different kinds of notes I can change that to. You know, you can see you got normal, cross, diamond shapes, beat without stem. Well, we want to do rhythmic notation with stem, so I'm going to just hit that beat with stem, and you can see now I've got that marked. The other thing I would do here, I think it's a good idea to just go ahead and mark that, and then Command K, and we'll just put a G chord right on that too. And it's kind of cool. That actually will give you the guitar diagram for that chord, so you can do that too. And then we go on. Oh, I guess I'm gonna measure off on this part. Okay, got off on that again. Let me fix this. I'll select that Command C. It's Command V. Okay, then we got to go to this measure, and we don't want that chord actually there. Okay, so this looks good. We'll fix this. We're actually going to put the measure repeat sign in here. So if I do that, I had that measure selected, it just fixed that. So that's how you do those things. That should get you pretty far. You should be able to add the chords, the notes, do all the slurs, everything you need. Make sure you're going to put lyrics in this. We've done that before, so I don't really need to show you that. I'm not going. You know how to do that. You just come up to the text, and when you get your vocal parts in, you can just go to lyrics, and I probably just go to lyrics line 1. You know, this actually has several verses. I'm just going to have you put in one verse though for practice today, for this exercise. And then, okay, so in the first and second ending, so we come down here. All right, we get here to this part, and you're going to put a first ending on this. So it's right after that 2/4 bar. There's the first ending. So you can go back to notations, and actually it seems like a funny place to put it, but it's right here. If you click here, whoops, I can click there. You got first ending right there, so you can just, oh, didn't give me first ending. Let's try this again. Right there. It's giving me something I don't want. That's what we wanted. It's giving it to me down there. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then I can adjust this. I want to pull it all the way to the bar line to there. So I get that. So that's the first ending. And I also do want a repeat sign here. So I'll click on this bar line, and I can just choose the end repeat right there. And then I get my repeat sign. This measure, I am going to choose second ending. So it'll look like that. I might move that up. You know, you can move these around because you probably have to have a little more room to put chords and things in. All right. And then also you've got some writing here at this measure. So what I did, I just went to well, you can add a coda sign here, so you could just click on that and add that. I was looking if I could make that any smaller, but I might be able to. If I go in here, I might be able to. There's probably a way to do it. Edit a coda sign. Anyhow, I'm just going to leave it like this for now. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to put it there. And then I'm going to go to text and styles. And if I just click down here, this says plain text. I'm going to just use that. And then I can just type in, that again, plain text. That's all I really want right there. And I'll just type in 2. And that gives me that. Oops. To that. And then the other thing I wanted in here, it gave one more direction. So again, I'll just pick the plain text and I'll just click there. It does say the DS 2 times. So I'll put a parentheses here, DS and 2X. And these are directions. And I think we can make that look pretty good. Let's go back to our horizontal view. See what that looks like. Might have to play with that a little bit. Okay, so that's what you're going to do and complete this whole thing. And then also what you're going to do is make it look good. Now this score right now doesn't look so great to me. Obviously I don't have everything on it. This was just to get you through some things. But you'll want to go to layout. And remember, in the document we read, they said scores can be 4.4 millimeters. And that way, it allows you to get 2 systems per page. Now, you might have to fix some things once you get in here. In fact, I'd probably just take this one off. Leave this here. I don't have any notes in here, so it's a little bit deceptive. It'll probably take 2 pages. You can delete the rest of these measures, so I'm just going to hit the Shift key, go to Home. Remember, that's where we can delete things right there. Yes, okay. Actually, I got this all on one page, but you won't be able to when you get all the music in. I don't have the music in it, but I think I've shown you. Oh, there is one more thing I guess I should show you. Okay, so there is a diamond note in the percussion in that first ending. So let me go ahead and do that first ending. So I'm going to grab a quarter note here, and I want that to be layer 2 because I'm going to put a note above it. So there's that. Probably the lower part in the percussion you'll want to be layer 2 and the upper part layer 1. And then there is a whole note on the top of the staff, but it is a diamond shape. So let's go back. We're going to have to go to layer 1 for that and just put that right there. Now we are going to go back to notations, and then you're going to choose the type. And you see I have that whole note highlighted. I think it's going to change. I'm just going to choose diamond. No, I got to click right on it. It clicked that note. Okay, let's do it. There, I clicked right on that note. Now I've got a diamond there. And the other thing we have is a slur on that note. So, oops. It's called an indefinite tie. It just means to let it ring. I don't know if I can move that or not. There it goes. That's pretty cool. I can do one here too. I go to layer 2. Make sure I have a quarter note, and I can grab that because there's an indefinite tie on. Whoops. I don't want that. Oh, that's layer 1. I gotta go to layer 2 right there. That's what I want. And then I'll just, again, hit my enter key. And that's pretty nice, actually. That looks pretty good to me. So now I've got those indefinite ties on the percussion part in that first ending. Let me just see if there's anything else. I mean, I think you know how to do everything else. You add text. The only thing I couldn't figure out was how to get the look I wanted in the tablature for the chords. Okay, now you will have to move these around a little bit once you get this in here. So if you just grab this selector tool here, you can move these measures around. You see you got chords here. You can't have that chord going into that line. I could have this percussion part a little closer. So certain things you might have to, just play with. Sometimes or you might want to bring this up, these two closer. And you just want to make it look nice. And then the next thing, of course, is you're going to extract parts. So if you put the part in the way I told you to, see, this is the acoustic guitar part, it should come out as one part with this top part with the traditional notes, and then also the tablature part. And when you create the parts, if not, you could create a part. You could select these two like this, use your shift key to select both of them, and then make into a part. That will actually create a part. You can see I've got a part there. If you did it the way I showed you just now, though, I think you won't have to worry about that. But if you don't get a part that looks like that, you'll need a part that looks like this with both notation and tablature, one of those parts. So make your parts look good. Have fun doing the project. I think I've given you enough here. I know it's just a short video, but I think I've given you enough on this to really do well on this project. So turn this in. Make a PDF of it. I do want to come and look at your computer to see what you did in Sibelius and make sure it looks good. We could take it into Pro Tools. We could make a MIDI file out of it and take it into Pro Tools to see what we could do with it. It's actually kind of fun. I've done some Beatles tunes like that before where I've just taken the score and put it in Finale or use and then make a MIDI file. And you can take it into Pro Tools, add some real instruments, sing the parts, and you've got your own recording of a Beatles song. It's pretty fun. All right, so have fun with this project. I'm going to look forward to seeing what you did. Thanks, everybody.